Okay, so AR fed 303 on this one, or 303 on this one. Uh, sure, calling them out, making some. It works for everything. It's a source code for it. Anything else, and you'd be like, no, what he's doing. Anyways, uh, in there to the Fed base of this, you'll have the S&P and Nasdaq, and basically in the middle, this happens every once in a while. You'll see a boss sitting in the office. I can't quantify that. That's not what they should be doing. Certain age brackets under tractor trailer usage and time systems. You can put grandies that handle the phone call about orders on system. Clean that one up for me. I keep throwing them in the bucket. Uh, all the indexes about the stuff you pay for on the stone mill before you get to have some of those functions and realistically designing what those costs are. There's got to be some give and take in here. The MRI is already built for Petco. That's an index of something that's really a self-sustaining variable under that system. And that, so indexes in themselves, but again, there's a note where because I can hit better here is because there's so much of it there that when those indexes actually play off the same, when you say Fed base with it, it would have to be an index short of gravity that this person can do those things outside of those systems and a replacement base on that. So somebody can go back out there and run that function and keep that in a middle margin relative to what this could do or has crossover to do. Now, this can also be the manager's position as well, right? You could say inside of there the reason that any indexes are going to be longer on this is because of this hardline product rule based on the more base of the algorithm or how many differential points are in there and management. Could be that variable. There could be several variables for it, usually 1, 2, 3 immediately, and if it starts tangent out, 1, 2, 3. There might even be operations on quantum spectrums there at simultaneous positions, because when that index changes, the axis changes with it, and you get its floor location, a system location on planet Earth to go check, and you gotta think about that on the index for what you're doing with it. And generally, that's going to be a Fed kind of a system, you would say. For any other lack of the term, 3 letters that poses a code index to the basic mechanics there, it's going to be somebody doing that in that position. Somebody can reference the paperwork. There's a 24-hour, 8 hours, 8 at least, that's a packed out YBCO factory running at balls deep X, Y, and Z relative to product lines, differentials, SpyBot versions, who wants it, how it ties into the degree of systems on the angle of the pen that day, right? Or whatever. Because they would quantify to certain locations and positions to the degree in which that electron keyhole scatter pattern hits the target. Based on what that is. So there's some defenses. Again, it always kind of tracks back to gravity. Well, what I decided to do, the market doing it different in my little damn spy bot to the total index of what somebody else had done was this. And at the moment, for some reason, that gave me a competitive advantage against the long haul transition into a density difference, the Pensrow variable, to say anybody on the 20% or this system, this is more the fundamentals, some of the fine-tuning adjustments on hitting a better veneer. If it was lengths of boards you were sliding through the pipes, and it's going to be, I want a guy that can grade that differential instead of just wasting it and making them all 2x4s, right? So the differential percentageably comes across, and then you do that for a while. You buy the 2x4 stuff to deal with the junk, or hopefully you're doing stocks. Can play that game with it because that's a pretty secure industry, really. You get a guy with a stick from in there to come, a little different. Oh boy, that's a hard line. Overburden construction, cat stuff, equipment, New Holland. Those are generally going to be pretty secure bets on who can actually handle the wear and tear, beat, skid steer, Stockholm syndrome on those machines, and already tested that index and can take that stuff. And here's the reason why it makes stress points to weld and stuff. And you're going to get that kind of attitude when you get in there to the spy bot. I want to come through. Here's a commission on a quote for a thing, or her, whatever that variable is. Absolutely, safety ladies, grab a hold of her, brother. I want you to do that operation in front of me. Play doctor right now, buddy. inside here about where the disease is. I gotta find a graphic to the numbers, COVID for the area, where's the epicenter on it, on CDC, CPT, OCD, you know. On the Fed to that index, I would pull in something quick off of the battery factory category because it's the only thing I got left if this number isn't correlated because of this third and fourth immediately challenging things without the streetcar version of it. And then there is some Walden stuff about being it all money at the end of it. You have to have some way to quantify it beyond the inches on it. It could be, maybe it's a tech gravity just from the relationship to how everybody's like, well, you pull them right now, it's kind of a bad thing, well, whatever, they're running the cheese grater factory over there. In there. Again, you just come from it. It's like, I win. I have the number on the far end that definitely I have my money on if I go looking into the indexes of things. Or you, every question, change your index after the question has been asked as far as MSNBC is concerned, because then it's a fair adjustment that this question having. You did this for a big reason, which is just Zcoin of people putting the media out there, lightning rod, company system, over time on oligarchies. Catch you on the next one.